Hi, and welcome to WGLH-TV. I'm Bruno.
I'm Rkowski.
And I'm Dave Fox with sports.
Since the emphasis on this week's show is education, we decided to start from the bottom up. And at the bottom is our very own little preschoolers. Here they are on their day at school with reporter Lisa Pauley.
Hello, this is Lisa Pauley reporting for WGLH-TV. This week at the high school, the family development classes had children come in for a day every day this week to teach them how to have fun. Today, the children are between the ages of 3 and 5. They came in with their teddy bears and had a teddy bear parade. The children marched in the high school lobby with their bears and gradually moved to the auditorium lobby. While in the lobby, the students played many games, one of which included a leg race with their bears. I think this next race is supposed to be a crawling race, but it looks like some of them wanted to get away with running. Let's take a look. This little girl in the pink seems to have isolated herself, but with help from senior Missy Phillips, she will soon get involved. As you can see, this is Duck-Duck-Goose. And yes, the little girl in pink did have some fun. It seems that all the children really enjoyed this game. I had a chance to talk to one of the little boys that were here today about his day here at the high school.
This is Christopher. What do you like about being here at the high school, Christopher?
Well, I like the games, all the games.
Mm-hmm. Is this your favorite day?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do today?
Well, we gathered and lots more things.
You did? What did you do with the bears?
Well, I had a bus.
You had a bus?
Yeah, with a lot more than one.
Oh, you did? Well, thank you for joining us today, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
With drugs being the focal point of our problems in today's society, education about these drugs at an early age will help combat the problem. Here's Dan to tell us more.
Hello, this is Dan Demchek, and I had a chance to go to Lincoln Elementary School to see Dr. Philip Hollander give a seminar on how drugs affected animals. He had 4 guinea pigs to which he gave a different drug. The drugs that he injected were uppers, downers, PCP, and one of the guinea pigs he left normal. He showed the effects of the drugs by blowing on the guinea pigs to see how their nervous system responded. He picked up the one that he injected with uppers to show the increase in the rapid leg movement. The opposite happened with the one he injected with downers. He told the 5th grade students, since drugs in elementary school are becoming more prevalent, that he was not telling them not to take drugs, but what drugs can do to them. This has been Dan Demchek reporting for WGLH. Back to the studio.
It really had to impress those little guys when they saw what drugs can do to you. They really got an education.
Yes, and music is an important part of education to many people in the Gahanna-Jefferson School District. Rich had the story on the Chapelfield musical.
The Chapelfield musical was presented on Thursday, March 19th. The students performed the musical, The Grapevine Connection. Its main theme was communication. Different skits dealt with gossip, school problems, and the Monday morning blues. There were also hi-fi special effects, and the Monster Mash was mixed with Walk Like an Egyptian.
Well, what? Well, what are we going to do about those reports? For sure. Beats me. Are they really due tomorrow? They're really due tomorrow.
Wow, I thought this day would never end, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready to think about the weekend. Forget it, Donald. It's only Monday, remember? Maybe it would help if we thought about something else. Nothing helps, if you know what I mean.
Grow. This'll be a piece of cake. Just watch.
Communication. Although both the Sumerians and the Babylonians recorded information with picture drawings, the Egyptians were the first people to communicate with a written alphabet. The Egyptian alphabet employed 24 different symbols, only 2 less than our own alphabet.
They really performed well, didn't they, Eric? And speaking of performing, when I saw your footage of Middle School West Choir concert, it brought back memories of my singing days.
Oh, I didn't know you were a singer, Rich.
Well, I wasn't, but I was in the choir. And when we were practicing for our school musical, the teacher told me that I'd better just mouth the words so I didn't ruin it for everyone else.
Well, I think these people are really singing, Rich. Let's take a look. On March 19th at 7:30 p.m., the Middle School East and Middle School West choirs performed before a packed house at the Lincoln High School auditorium. The songs range from music of the 50s to the music of the 80s. The Middle School West choir is directed by Mrs. Kelly, while the Middle School East choir is directed by Mrs. Voss. This has been Eric Bruno reporting. Now back to the studio.
Music is a distinct part of education, and another distinct part is what goes on in the distributive education classes. They participate in many contests which take them to many different areas, and they almost always bring home awards. Dan Sherman has the latest story on DECA's successes.
This is a familiar sight to Gahanna students. It's the showcase outside the paw print. The paw print is a store at Gahanna which is run by the class called DECA. DECA is run by Mr. Cochran. It's a class where students get actual experience in running and keeping track of a store. DECA not only runs the paw print, but it also competes with other schools that have classes like this one. Recently, the DECA class went to state competition and came home very successful. Sean Buck, Tammy Stiles, and Doug Reinhardt placed first in the state in creative marketing on redoing Old Gahanna. Brenda Hansen placed second in the state in apparel and fashion. Amy McKinney placed second in free enterprise, and Debbie Petrella got an honorable mention for her photography manual. Paula Myers and Terry Leister teamed up to get an honorable mention chapter management award. Tim Roach received an honorable mention career activity project, and Lisa Terberry received an advertising honorable mention. Julie Whitney also won third place at the restaurant research and manual. I asked senior member Carla Bowles about the actual activities at the state competition.
What we did at state conference was many different things. Some people competed in a manual exam, which they wrote their own manual and they submitted it in different areas of distribution. And some people did series events, which involved taking tests, giving sales demonstrations.
I asked Director Mr. Cochran also about the activities of state competition.
We had about 18 students attending the state convention, and they were in a variety of different kinds of competitions. One of the competitions involved a manual competition where they would prepare projects beforehand and then submit them for judging. Other kinds of competitions involved the students actually participating in various series of competitions where they'll be tested on the type of work they're doing on the job. For example, it could be finance and credit for students who are working in banks and salesmanship and so forth. And the students did very good. We had about 95% of our students this year who won at some time during the year in the various competitions that we do have in DECA. So I'm really pleased with the group this year.
Mr. Cochran also told us about the percentage of students that go into marketing after graduation.
It varies from year to year, but I find that about, from the 5-year studies we have done, we have over 80% of the students in marketing education actually go on to careers in marketing.
So with the success that DECA has had, it looks like they'll be going strong for a long time. This has been Dan Sherman from WGLH.
Success is not cheap, is it, Rich?
No, it's not, Eric. Why do you ask?
Well, have you ever been elected to anything?
Yeah, I was elected president of my 8th grade class. It was a lot of fun, but there was a lot of hard work and responsibility that went with it.
Well, Rich, most seniors will undoubtedly agree with you after they are elected to the offices for which they are campaigning. Here's Ann with the story.
Last week, seniors in state and local government classes had a chance to go to the municipal building and hear from speakers who are prominent in local government, such as Jim McGregor, Mayor, Gene Baugh, Service Director, Ernie Strauss, Vice President of City Council, and several others. This week, seniors at Gahanna-Lincoln will have a chance to run for positions in local government, and if they win, they will actually serve in that position for one day. With me is Mr. John Dean, one of the government teachers here at the high school. Mr. Dean, could you explain briefly how this program got started and what its purpose is?
Sure. About 15 years ago, Mr. Powell, a former government teacher who was also associated with the city, had talked to them about somehow letting students find out how the government process worked and also letting students share in what the government officials did. At that point in time, it was just city officials, and we started out using about 6 or 7 different officials, and it worked so well we kind of have expanded on it since then.
Okay. Has it been successful so far?
I think it's been very successful. We went from, I've taught for about 7 years, government. 7 years ago, we had maybe 30 or 40 students who were interested. Today, the students inside there are voting on 96 students. So we've had a lot more interest. Every student, I think, who has ever done it has felt like it was worthwhile. And the city, the township, the Board of Education, I think have all been very happy. We keep expanding the number. Right now we have 49 positions that will be filled by students.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Gold.
As you can see from the hallway, there are a lot of people running for the various positions. In fact, over 19 people are running for mayor alone. With me is Jeff Anderson, senior, who's running for mayor. Jeff, what have you learned so far by the campaign process?
Well, I've learned how you have to get in contact with everybody so that they know you, so hopefully they'll give you a vote. And it's real hard in a campaign like this when there is so many people running to get everybody to vote for you. You just try to spread yourself around and try to get as much support as you can.
Are you doing this just for fun, or do you have political aspirations?
Oh, it's a lot for fun, but I wouldn't mind being a politician. It's something I've always thought about, definitely.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Eric, if you don't get elected to public office, you could spend your old age square dancing. I see where the physical education classes are teaching students how.
Oh, no, I don't plan on square dancing till I'm at least 70.
Well, maybe you could just incorporate a few of the new steps when you go to prom. Here's our own cowpoke sportscaster, Dave Fox, with the story.
When I was a freshman and sophomore in gym, I asked myself many times, what does square dancing have to do with gym? And I bet you're asking that same question. Well, Steve Morrison, gym teacher at Gahanna-Lincoln, explained to me that gym class not only provides motor skills and physical activities, but also provides listening and social skills. In square dancing, you have to listen to what you're supposed to do and then do it, combining all of the 4 above-mentioned skills. Morrison also said square dancing is something students can do when they go out into the real world and get a little bit older in life. And you know, now that I'm a senior and no longer in gym, I kind of like square dancing. This has been David Fox for WGLH-TV. Now back to the studio.
That looks kind of tough, doesn't it?
Oh, don't worry about it, Eric. Even you could handle it. But if you still happen to fail physical education, you can make it up in the summer.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. The Gahanna-Jefferson Public Schools Journey to Learning program will be in session from June 22nd through July 17th. The success of our summer program will depend on several factors, the most important being the summer school staff. The student taking remedial courses in the summer often needs individual attention whenever possible, along with a good measure of positive reinforcement. The courses to be offered this summer are physical education, which will meet a total of 30 hours for middle school. They will offer 8th grade American history, 7th grade Ohio history, and American history, and English and math for grades 6 through 8. These classes will meet 2 hours per day. For the elementary, they will offer math for grades 4 and 5, reading for grades 4 and 5, reading grades 1 through 3, first grade readiness, preschool, early experience, and speech therapy. These classes will meet 1.5 hours per day. If anyone is interested in enrolling in any of these programs, they should contact their local school.
It's never too early to prepare for the future in education. I bet all the students who get scholarships upon graduation had to work year-round while attending school.
Are there a lot more scholarship announcements, Eric?
There's quite a list, Rich. Lisa Bell received scholarships from both the University of Cincinnati and Kent State. Dan Cosley from Hiram College, Lissa Reynolds from Marquette, Mickey Shimp and Jennifer Hensley from Muskingum College, Lisa Teaberry and Tricia Drum from Ohio Dominican College, Laura Evans and Tracy Smith from Otterbein College, Michelle Chilcote, OSU Scholarship, Teresa Leister from Ohio State School of Cosmetology, and Kim Stowers from Drake University.
That's a pretty impressive list, and also impressive is the performances of the drill team at halftime. To be good, the advisors must be selective, and to be selective, they have their annual orientation for aspirants. Here's Kristen with the story.
Orientation is defined by the dictionary as noun, familiarization with and adaptation to a situation or environment. However, what it means to someone trying out for an activity, such as the drill team here at Gahanna, is nervousness, excitement, and hope. The drill team is just that, a team that has practices and show times, just like a football team. There is a difference, though. The drill team marches and dances instead of tackling and passing. Mrs. Brim and Mrs. Phillips are the drill team advisors, and were at the meeting to talk not only about the rules, but also the good times they have. 3 seniors who are 4-year members spoke at the meeting. Gretchen Baumgardner, the captain, Lori Becker, and Mimi Bryson. Be sure to join us next week when we'll see another segment on the drill team. This has been Kristen Hampton reporting.
I bet those girls practice all spring break.
Well, I bet they did, Eric, but that's not what all students did. Here's Tampa Tim with the lowdown.
This is Tim Lakin for WGLH-TV, and spring has started. Well, supposedly. During Gahanna's spring break, the weather was beautiful. But when the students came back, spring fever was gone due to 6 inches of snow, 20-mile-per-hour winds, and temperatures in the 20s. The weather was so bad that the majority of schools in and around Columbus closed for a day, including Gahanna schools. Even though the weather has taken a change for the worse, spring break was an enjoyable one. I interviewed some students here at Gahanna to ask them about their spring break. Where did you go for your spring break?
Down to Miami.
I went to California.
I went to North Carolina. I went to Philadelphia.
What did you do while you were there?
I checked out most of their campuses down there.
Where did you go for your spring break this year?
Ohio.
What exactly did you do? It looks like you got a tan.
I laid out in my front yard.
Where did you go for spring break?
Actually, I didn't go anywhere. I played golf around Columbus.
And did you have fun while you were out on spring break?
Of course I did. I didn't have to be here at school or grading papers, so I had a wonderful time.
Where did you go for your spring break this year?
I went to Pittsburgh this year for spring break.
And what did you do exactly while you were there?
Well, we went out to lunch. I visited with old family members and friends, and visited my mother.
And did you have fun while you were there?
I had a wonderful time.
Where do you plan on going next year for spring break?
Most likely I'll go back to Pittsburgh.
As we've seen, spring break was an enjoyable one. But unfortunately, it's back to class for the students here at Gahanna. That is until summer vacation starts, which is when the real fun begins. This has been Tim Lakin reporting for WGLH-TV. Now back to the studio.
We in sports never have time for spring breaks. Isn't that right, Dave?
Well, that's right, Eric. And it's especially true for Dena Matthews. After helping lead the Lady Lions to state competition, Dena Matthews is now playing her last basketball game of her high school career at Beechcroft in the All-Star Girls basketball game. Nancy Carroll talked with Dena Matthews about her achievements and her upcoming game.
Today in the studio we have with us Dena Matthews, who has not only been named to the All-Ohio District basketball team, but has also racked up 338 points to be the leading scorer for the Lady Lions basketball team. Thanks for joining us, Dena. Dena, last Thursday, April 3rd, you played in the All-Ohio District basketball game at Beechcroft. How did that turn out?
We ended up losing, but I got to meet a lot of new people and see the leading scorers and the top players from around the city I got to play against. So it was fun. I had a good time.
It was a good experience for you?
Mm-hmm.
And a little more recently, last Sunday, you attended the Lady Lions basketball banquet. What awards did you win at that?
I got Most Valuable Player, and I was leading foul shooting percentage, so I got a a trophy for that. I got a plaque for first team All-OCC. Mayor McGregor issued our team a proclamation saying that he personally was going to honor us. And then City Council, we're supposed to go to a meeting tonight. They're dedicating their, I don't know what you call it, meeting to us so the city can honor us for winning the district.
Well, it's pretty obvious that you've had a really successful high school basketball career. Do you plan on continuing to play basketball in college?
Well, I've narrowed it down to 3 colleges, Ohio Wesleyan, Otterbein, and Heidelberg, so it's really a toss-up between the 3.
Okay, thanks for joining us in the studio today, Dena.
Thanks.
In spring sports, the varsity softball team is off to a 1-2 record start by losing to Walnut Ridge 7-4 and Mifflin 14-7. The varsity girls, however, killed Eastmore 11-0. The reserve team did very well in their first game by slaughtering and mutilating Mifflin 52-2. The varsity baseball team has an okay record of 2-2 by beating Wheeling Park twice, 8-2 and 12-3. They lost to Wheeling Park in a third game and to Beechcroft.
Well, we have run the entire gamut of ages from preschoolers to old-age square dancers.
I know, but I hope it doesn't go that fast in reality. I have so much left to do.
Me too. Let's start by closing the show. This has been Eric Bruno,
Rich Rkowski,
and Dave Fox. Good night.